Hello, Kai here. I have just got done beating LASO yesterday in Halo Infinite, and I've decided to make this little video. So I guess let's begin. So the first big tip is the big one. If you want the achievement, you're going to have to literally have every skull, and that's pretty self-explanatory. But this includes bandana, which typically is not like a... Bandana's typically not in Halo, but this time it is. So yeah, you're going to have that one if you want the achievement. If you want to challenge yourself a bit, obviously do not get bandana. But you won't get the achievement, so, you know, that's a bit of a different thing. Learn your ability and grenade combos. By this, I am referring to the button combos. You know, so, for example, if you want a Tesla grenade, you're going to have to press left on the D-pad, then right. That'll give you a Tesla grenade. If you want your beacon, you have to press right, down, you know, stuff like that. It's really good to know these stuff. Because if you obviously you want to knock off by heart. Let's say like a guy's running up on you and you're like, oh man, this sucks. I want to grapple. Well, if you don't know the grapple, you're going to be killed. Or maybe you want a beacon, see a guy. It's just useful, you know, learn this stuff. I personally, from my first few runs of playing the game, I beat it twice before doing this, or 3 times before doing this run. I knew the right side combos, that's the abilities. I didn't know the grenade combos, and I learned these within like the first mission of LASO. But, yeah, without a HUD, I think it definitely increases the speed in which you learn this stuff. So, yeah, just learn your ability cooldowns. Very useful. The next huge thing is checkpoints. You only get checkpoints when you have full shield, and like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, to get shields in Halo Infinite, you have to punch a guy in the face. So you smack him around the head, and, you know, I personally, whenever I was finishing a room off, I would leave one enemy alive. It would be a grunt, a jackal, an unshielded brute, whatever it is. Just smack them around the head. You get full shield and you get a checkpoint. What you don't want to happen, like you're seeing on screen right now, yeah, you get sent quite far back. Like I was about to finish Eshram, or I started Eshram, got absolutely demolished, and got sent back way, way back. You do not want this to happen, trust me. Next up is Warship Gbraakon. Yeah, so some tips for this is, it's the initial mission. You're going to start off with an assault rifle and pistol, so I would personally spam plasma grenades until you get to the point where there's a rocket brute. Remember, you have infinite grapples and whatever, you should just spam it. But yeah, for him, I once again just plasma grenaded him, got his rocket, and then from there I switched to a Tesla nade, and I used a Tesla and rocket combination. After finishing the second mission, Foundation, you'll be allowed out to the open world, and you can either kill every enemy, or you can do what I did and just sneak past them. Up on top of the big wall / crash ship, there will be a Easter egg you can get. So there's going to be a data pad next to the first large turret-like thing. You want to activate that, walk forwards to the second turret, climb up the shaft or whatever, look down and hold X. It will give you the rocket gun, or the scorpion gun, sorry. The scorpion gun, you want to get the scorpion gun. It is very, very strong. And yeah, some additional tips regarding the scorpion gun. You cannot damage yourself with it, even if you shoot it at your feet. So if there's a guy in your face, boom, shoot. Don't hesitate. If you hesitate, you're going to die. If you shoot, you're going to live, because it's not like a rocket. You cannot damage yourself with it. And unless someone's like on the same plane as you, like relatively flat, like, you know what I mean, you're going to have to jump. So if someone's on the same like area as you, you're going to have to jump to damage them, because if not, it will shoot the ground below you. If someone's above you and you have the right angle, then of course you can just nail them in the face. And if someone's below you, occasionally you can. It's just a case of learning and using this weapon. You'll get more comfortable with how it works. Also, you cannot reload with this thing. It doesn't reload. So there's a large wait between each shot. Finally, if you drop this weapon on the ground, kill yourself. Oh god, that sounds bad. Let's redo that. So if you drop this gun on the ground, die. Yeah, you have to die because, well, quite frankly, it disappears. You can't pick it back up. It just vanishes, and you won't be able to get it for the rest of the game. Just die. It's sad being at the end of an area. You've cleared all the enemies. You're happy. Your day is great, but you accidentally pick up a needler. Just blow yourself up with your rocket. Personally, I've heard a lot of people saying the sword is the best secondary weapon. I took the rocket. I never really used it, though, and whenever I wanted to punch someone, I spashed them. Also, that's another thing. You cannot punch whilst holding the scorpion gun, nor can you use a grenade, nor can you use a drop wall. However, you can in fact use the beacon, grapple, and dash. But, talking about those abilities, spam the grapple. It has no cooldown. You can spam it to your heart's content and get to some really high places. I found this most useful in pretty much every mission. You just want to get up a high place, rain rockets down on the enemies. And the beacon is really useful as well. If you are unsure whether an enemy is chilling around the corner, there's no harm. Just chuck the thing down. Okay, there's nobody there. Okay, I can walk over there now. You know, it just helps. And finally, the drop wall. I used this against the sentinels primarily, but like later in the game, I'll chuck it down, hide behind it, and just shoot rockets up to them. They're above me, so I don't even have to really jump. But yeah, the drop wall is very useful. But one ability I cannot recommend is the dash ability. Do not use the dash ability. The second I unlocked this, I used all my Spartan cores upgrading it, because I was like, yo, invisible, I will take that. I can go invisible at my will. Who's going to shoot me? Nobody. But in actuality, there's a glitch I kept having where I would activate my dash. I would then proceed to walk around confused because I can't uncrouch. You literally cannot uncrouch with the ability, and I don't know why this happens. It only happened in LASO, and it only happened occasionally. But when you dash, you stay crouched. I personally would just blow myself up when this happened. I'm pretty sure I fixed it once, like one of the first few times I did it, but at the same time, just die. I mean, it's the simplest thing to do. Just blow yourself up. It will fix this for you, and it's annoying, but it's got to be done, you know? Just take it on the chin. And now I'm going to be telling you about how many shots each enemy takes. Now, this is assuming you are using a scorpion gun, so following the targets. So, oh god, I messed up. This is going to be assuming you're using a scorpion gun, so the following targets take 1 shot each. Grunts, jackals, skirmishers, sentinels, brutes, including angry brutes, so, you know, the ones that run at you, and skirmishers. Skirmishers are the fake buggers, by the way. Elites take 2 shots, dropships take 2 shots, and you definitely want to target them. Chieftains take 3 shots, and hunters take a whopping 6 shots. And now the bosses, right? Now this is fully from memory. I've only obviously beaten it once on LASO. I didn't write it down. I wasn't planning on making the video until after I finished it. So, from memory, Tremonius takes about 6 shots. Chaklox takes about 10. But this seems like a ridiculous number. I did just spam heavily at him. But personally for him, I just kept an eye out where he was and grappled and rained rocket shots on him. Bassus takes a pathetic 2 shots. Personally, I shot him twice, but he also hit himself with Plasmade. It may take 3 for you. Fake Guilty Spark takes around 10 every time you fight him. I just kind of spammed him. I'm not sure if you'd wait, you know, for his... I'm not sure, like, if you shoot him in the face when he's stunned, if that does any more or less damage. But it did feel like it took about 10 shots. For the brothers, Hyperius and the other one, the guy on the bike... Well, the guy on the bike took 2 shots, and the one running around took about 4 or 5. He kept getting launched into the atmosphere, but he would return. So just keep an eye out in his general direction, but, you know, in theory, he should return. The scary red guy, later in the game, took about 10 to 15 shots, which is quite a lot. Personally, I just stood by the entrance door, chucked down a beacon, but it wasn't really useful. Just keep your ears on out. Keep your ears... What does that even mean? Keep your ears on out. Just keep your ears out for, Isaac. What am I even trying to say? Just listen. Your ears will be way more useful than the beacon. He's a pretty loud guy, all things considered. Eshram takes 2 shots per phase, and obviously you have to shoot the little coils in the wall as well, so keep that in mind. The Harbinger takes 2 or 3 shots per phase. Personally, I just slingshotted around like I'm Spider-Man until she was stunned, then I got next to her and smacked her head in. Sentinels. Now, I'm not really sure what the title is, but personally, when I was doing it, I was like hesitating to shoot them. I was like, yo, these guys are kind of hard to hit. They're flying, but no, they're not. Just nail them in the face. But yeah, it's really easy. Just, you know, I hesitated to shoot them at first when I first met them. I was like, yo, this is going to be kind of hard, but it wasn't. So, yeah. The Scorpion gun is way better than you probably think, is the point I'm trying to make. Gondola. Now, for this level, there's a section in which you have to activate a gondola. stay on it as sentinels roll up on you, and, well, you're meant to shoot them. The way I approached this is I activate the gondola, I jumped off the side of it, ran to pretty much the initial door, and Spider-Man my way across the wall. There'll be a part where you go inside the wall, for that part swing across the roof. Now, there's a giant door. Just swing around, wait for the door to open. If you go to the bottom of the door, you will die. So, do not do that. That is not a fun way to die. When the door opens, you want to sling through it. I personally ended up going on the left, just because that's where I was aiming. But don't worry, you're meant to go on the right. But if you do go on the left, just walk behind you. There's a closed door. Climb up the wall, across the roof, and drop down to the right side. Life will be great. You've just saved yourself having to wait in the gondola. Training room tips. Now, this section is probably one of the harder sections in the game, because it's very long-winded. You don't really get too many checkpoints here, mainly because all the grunts you would punch are suicide grunts, which is unfortunate. Personally, what I did in the normal one, I just stood by the exit door at the back of the room and killed everything, rotating and moving when needed. But for the advanced training, I started in the same place, back of the room, until the wave prior to the hunters, in which I would just go up to the ledge at the beginning of the room and stay there. I just stayed there. It took the angler boots a while to get up, and it was just generally a good place to kill enemies from, I believe. That's where I found it quite easy. You could hit the guys on the right, guys on the left, guys in the mid. The guys at the far back don't bother you, so you're going to probably have to go out and get them eventually, but they'll be the last few enemies anyway. So, there you have it. This is probably the easiest LASO I've done. It only took me 6 hours just, winging it. But I figured I would say a few tips. I'm planning on doing a handful more videos on Halo before 2022, as well as some Destiny ones, so stay tuned if you're interested. Subscribing for notifications, obviously everyone says that, but it is the most useful way to get them, assuming that, they actually go through. If you have any questions, then drop them in the comments below. I will reply, 24-hour guarantee, and that's not even, I will genuinely reply to you within 24 hours. Unless I'm sleeping, but I also don't sleep for 24 hours, so you're good. Anyway, yeah, see ya in the next video.